Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Film podcast.
Hello and welcome to the darkest time.
Ow! Oh my god! It hurts so much! Oh! I think I hit a nerve!
I'm Brett.
I'm David,
I'm Dylan.
I'm Ian!
and today we watch two cops slowly devolve from lawful good to chaotic neutral.
They were never lawful good. What movie were you watching? I'm
pretty sure
you
that
were
was-
way too drunk in the beginning.
Pretty sure that was a solid chaotic neutral throughout.
I'm pretty sure he had this written before we even started.
Nah.
That was
like right at the
less
top.
confident now?
He probably wrote that after Act 1.
Oh boy.
No, the second they handcuffed Sean William Scott to the back of a car,
Okay, I
I
get
thought,
that.
there it is. These people are bad people.
Yeah, that's right. So really quick, let's say that Sean William Scott got us from Mr. Woodcock to
Cop Out.
Cop Out.
And you know what? You didn't watch Mr. Woodcock. That
did.
makes you a bad.
You know what really sucks is actually that was the movie I'd rather see over this one.
You're
You're
wrong.
wrong.
Oh, okay then, fine. Okay, I'm wrong. I do feel like Cop Out was a cop out though for Kevin Smith, and we all know that that's why he named it that.
He didn't name it. He didn't write it.
He did edit it though.
Yes, he did.
Which is
Moving that
crazy.
around. It's making weird
All
noises
right.
in the thing.
Okay, so Dave, give us that synopsis.
Here's my pitch. A cop needs money. He tries to sell a baseball card. That baseball card gets stolen. He spends the rest of the movie trying to get it back. A lot of people die.
Not that many.
Like several
Like
people
19.
Wait,
I
was
don't
it the
know.
period on the sentence? Was that it? That's the pitch.
That's it.
I'm gonna go ahead and you
full
can
stop.
add one sentence to that. But he didn't.
I'll take the shot of that
what?
buzz
He
ball
didn't.
right now.
He didn't get the card back.
Get the
Oh
card,
yeah, no, he gets the dead card
He
back
failed.
damaged.
Well, he
failed.
didn't get to sell
Yeah.
it, so he didn't get to pay for his daughter's wedding.
Right, and he doesn't really learn anything. He just
Yeah, this movie wasn't about learning.
it's about two assholes running around New York
Yep.
being dumb.
Lots of police brutality.
I took a big shot of that guy. Boy.
So that is it. I mean, this
That's
is
pretty much all this movie was.
Not an inspiring movie.
I was gonna say it's a washed-up actor paired with a washed-up action star looking for a script that is not there.
You know what?
Oh, and a washed-up director added
Bruce
to that.
Willis is not a washed-up action star.
Listen, at
He's-
this time he was. That's the problem with Bruce Willis. At this point, he had lost his golden eye, if you will. No, Bruce Willis had lost his way at that point. After that, he had already done it was not Die Hard 3, but Die Hard 4.
Which one was? 4 was the one that was actually good.
Not what was Live Free Die Hard?
That was the good one.
Live Free, Die Hard.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
A Good Day to Die Hard
Was
that,
5.
That was 5, and
Yeah.
that was a
Bad.
really bad one.
I'm pretty sure though he did this one. He did 4 and then did this movie.
What was your favorite part?
That was somewhat. I'm gonna go with a toss-up, but I'm gonna say my favorite part was how crazy into baseball the main villain was.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because he just started talking in baseball, but then they get up to the second story of his house, so they break in or something. I can't remember how they get there the first time. It didn't stick with me. And they get into this room, and it's a pristine room. The rest of the house was really shitty.
The Diamond Room.
Oh, that's right.
And he called this room the Diamond Room, and it was pristine, and there were these glass cases, and they had all this really old baseball memorabilia in them. And he comes in, and he's just talking baseball stuff, just making references to things, but in a weird, I'm gonna take you guys out kind of way. I don't know. It was so strange, but I loved how he was so out of his mind into baseball.
3 strikes and you're
His
out.
version of torture is taking someone to the basement, tying them up next to one of those pitching machines, and he's at the other end of the room with a baseball bat and hitting balls at them.
No, that's the thing, is you never see it actually play out. It's such a tease. It's like, oh my God, this is
No,
gonna
he
be dope.
uses that.
No,
Like,
he doesn't.
He does. When the dude's chained up in the bottom, you may have been asleep.
Oh,
you
well.
slept through part of the movie.
Guys, we'll get to that part.
God.
Will we? You wouldn't know.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you wouldn't.
We'll get there.
You didn't pay attention to the movie anyway.
Guys, we'll get there.
Okay, the dude was way into baseball. Who's next?
I might as well go next.
Brett.
My favorite part was falling asleep during this movie, guys.
That's not part of the movie, Brett.
I did get waken up by a Dylan.
Woken
who-
up.
I did get waken up by a Dylan, where I do remember somewhat snoring,
Oh, you
and I'm
did.
sure that's what woke him up to me waking up.
I was not asleep.
He should have been.
I
This movie
watched the
sucked.
entire movie. I've watched worse movies than this all the way through.
How? This movie was horrible.
You weren't here last week. You don't know.
Oh,
Was that a retort? Is that your entire favorite part that you slept? You slept?
yes.
Brett's been drinking.
Not enough.
Dave drank more.
No, Dave poured a whole shitload, and now he's passing it off on me to be the sneaky VOD, which he knows
Yeah.
who I am, so that's fine. No
Well, it's not
problem.
very sneaky if it's in a vodka bottle.
Yeah, where'd that bottle go?
Okay, Dave, so what is your favorite part of the movie? And for you, it better be actually part of the movie, unlike some people.
All right. I have something written down on my notes that says secondhand nuts.
And you know what that
I have
is?
no idea what that is.
Because you were blasted this entire movie.
Something tells me secondhand nuts was probably really important.
Oh, it was when he punched the kid, I think.
Maybe. But I just want to say my favorite part of this movie is I just want a layer and some minions
No.
and some respect.
No.
And that's what the bad guy had in this movie. He was kind of a hero. He was kind of a role model for me.
Also, that crew, they like practiced their entrances and everything.
Yeah, I want
Like he said, they practiced that shit for an hour.
to be a kingpin or whatever that guy was.
He was a smuggler. He was a drug smuggler.
He was like a mid-level smuggler.
Juggler.
Well, he
Smug
wanted to be
druggler,
the,
yes.
he wanted to be the king,
Yeah,
which was, I guess, the plot of the movie.
and I'm feeling bad that he didn't get it.
You know, there were 2 MacGuffins in this movie.
No,
Don't
no
you
one
say that
MacGuffin.
word.
Yeah.
Don't you just quit saying
Guys,
that word.
Dylan is a MacGuffin whore. I think MacGuffin comes out every podcast with
No,
him.
not the
No, it
last one
hasn't
and not
come
the one
for
before
weeks.
that.
No, everyone I've been in there.
Let me guess. The baseball card
For the good guys.
and the crucifix / USB drive.
No,
For the
that's
bad
not
guys.
a MacGuffin.
Sure it is. That was the
We
that-
knew
that was
exactly what was on it. It wasn't like a MacGuffin.
You
was
knew
like
exactly
a mystery.
what the card was.
Yeah,
It
so
was
neither of them were
barely
MacGuffins.
then. Yeah. Well, I would say the baseball card was because it's for the main characters.
No, a MacGuffin is something inconsequential that moves the plot forward.
give
Yeah,
me
those were
the
both
definition
inconsequential that
of-
moved the plot forward.
Guys, guess what? Hardly a plot.
No, actually, the baseball card was very consequential because he needed it to pay for his daughter's
Well,
wedding.
and
It's the main. It's the
it was
main character.
It was inconsequential because he didn't actually need to pay for that wedding.
No, he needed to pay for that wedding. He just didn't get to.
He wanted to pay for it because of his pride.
In some ways, this whole movie is a failure, including the plot.
including. Well, it was definitely a failure.
And then I have a number 2, which is the quirky banter of Mango and Sax.
Were they named Mango and Sax?
Yeah.
I didn't even bother
Wait,
catching
who
their
was
name.
Mango and Sax?
The other detective duo.
That's awesome.
with their the whole boots thing.
I want a
It
movie
was so
with
stupid.
them. I want them to have their own spin-off.
That would have been a better movie. Just them. Just
I don't,
their
I don't
side
know why,
of all
I
of
can't think of another
this.
guy's name. Kevin.
Mango.
No. David Spurlock or something.
Kevin
like that?
Mango. Kevin Mango was it. His name was Kevin Mango.
It's the guy from the OC and the
His-
guy from.
I thought it was Mango Mango.
His
no.
legal name was Mango Mango.
And the other guy, no,
His mother named him that.
I thought he was
She
named,
was Mistress Mango.
I thought he was
Mistress Mango was his mother.
Mango Sacks and Sacks Mango.
I don't know what the is going on right now.
We're following the lead of a drunk.
Mango and Sacks was awesome. I also really enjoyed Tracy Morgan trying as hard as he can to say nincompoop.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
And I just couldn't. He said it twice, and he couldn't get it out.
He's got some speech problems, that man.
Yes.
Yeah, he is not good.
I think you've had enough favorite parts, Dave.
I'm done.
Okay, Dylan, what's yours?
Okay, my favorite part was when Tracy Morgan is up in the diamond room just after he's shot by a guy, and he comes up behind him and starts beating the crap out of him with baseball memorabilia and destroys half that room of full, like, millions of dollars of baseball memorabilia, and then he kills him by hitting him in the head with cleats. With a shoe with cleats on it. And the cleats get embedded in the guy's head. That's not even going to get, like, through his skull, but it still kills the guy. And then he pulls out his gun and just starts screaming and unloads an entire clip into a guy who's apparently already dead.
Yeah.
And he's just screaming, like, out of nowhere.
And these aren't even, like, cleats that are, like, metal spikes. They're, like, blunt plastic, like nubs.
They were metal. They were old. They were classic. They didn't make plastic back then, man.
Oh, they looked like plasticky,
cleats.
like nubs.
They wouldn't be worth anything. They don't belong in that room.
I don't know what the this guy's doing. I don't know what's going
He's
on.
collecting.
He's
What was that?
collecting.
He's collecting glooping glopping.
He's collecting baseball merchandise or memorabilia.
We'll go with what you said. Merchandise.
Well, then we're just going to move on to the worst part. Brett, you get to start.
Oh, the worst part of this movie was probably Tracy Morgan. That guy is terrible. I really don't like that guy. I don't find him funny. I think he's very predictable. His lines were written only by him, and not funny.
I don't know if that's true.
No, probably not.
It's probably just a bad script on his side.
Yeah, but a lot of the lines were pretty Tracy Morgan-y.
Well, it's probably written for him.
So they're still bad.
Yeah. I would say he didn't probably write them.
Well, whatever.
Don't give him that credit.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, Tracy Morgan sucks.
I mean, I gotta say, I never liked Tracy Morgan. I liked him in Saturday Night Live back in the day in some of the sketches.
Oh yeah, exactly. I liked him maybe in half of his sketches.
But I can only think of I haven't seen a whole lot of movies that have Tracy Morgan in them.
Oh.
But one of the things that I wrote down when we watched G-Force still holds strong to this day, even after watching this movie, is that I never hated Tracy Morgan more than in G-Force.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I did not like
Dylan, you won. You got it. Nail on the head.
Right.
I will say this, the other part I hated so much was eating David's terrible tasting which was, what was it? It was a
Jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah, and you cannot give him the hand signal to cut this shit out. This shit stays.
I'm not saying cut. I'm saying bleep.
No, don't bleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Hex mix. Does that work?
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, fine. Mix hex.
What are you talking about?
Can I not say the brand name?
Speaking in tongues.
Can I not say the brand name?
You're like a cassette tape that's worn out.
Hex mix.
That joke won't play for a ton of people.
So David bought 2 bags of different Chex Mix.
Just say Chex Mix.
They're Chex Mix. All right. Dave bought 2 different types of Chex Mix. One was original, which is the only one you should buy. The second one was, what was it? Jalapeno cheddar?
Hey, Brett.
Do not pass me the buzzball filled with vodka,
Hey,
David.
Brett. You took off your hoodie, and now you look like you're in a boy band.
I saw it. My hair looks weird. I look like I'm a cheap version of a...
You're like the one requisite old guy in a boy band.
Guys, listen, I don't have to be here, okay? I volunteer for this. All right. Let me get back to my Chex Mix thing I did.
Okay, so the worst part was the Chex Mix.
Well, no, the worst part was I ate the entire bag of that Chex Mix.
I thought the worst part was Tracy Morgan.
Well, yeah, he was also part of it, though.
That Chex Mix was so bad.
The Chex Mix was so bad.
Why'd you eat all of it?
I was drunk and hungry.
You were drungry.
I was...
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It
not gonna
tasted
finish
like...
that.
Dave hit it on the head. He said it tasted like fried rice after like 3 days.
So Dave, what's your worst part?
I remember what secondhand nuts was.
Is that your new worst part?
It is.
That's his new nickname.
Because it's actually secondhand cuts, where there are some cuts in this movie that are so bad they do not match up at all.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
a few of those.
Editing sucked. Of course, done
Where
by
like
him.
even with a movement
Well, Clerks was fine when he edited that.
It was okay.
in the broad shot, they'll be moving fast, and then in the close up, they'll be moving slow, and then it'll go back to the broad shot again, and they'll be moving fast again.
Yeah, I always notice facial expressions in bad cuts.
Yeah, there's just a ton of bad cuts on this.
I usually notice more like with bad cuts the sound. You'll hear the sound kind of drop out and come back in real quick, like a hoot. It
And the sound was awful in this movie.
was terrible.
Yeah,
Are we talking about that?
Yeah, it wasn't. It's, especially after Mr. Woodcock had like wonderful sound design.
Wow.
This movie, Mr. Woodcock.
That was his favorite part.
Yeah, it had
What?
It had really good sound design in that movie.
Yeah, it was
the rest
really-
of the
it was
movie
actually
was
good.
garbage.
You
but
would
the
not think that he would say that.
The sound design was really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It was actually spot on.
Yes.
Damn.
This movie, all the Foley effects are awful. Am I
Yeah.
stealing someone else's
Yeah,
bad?
no.
Like that Tracy Morgan roll that sounded like laundry being dropped on the ground like 4 times. Like what happened with that?
I have
they
no
made
idea.
one sound, it was like whoop, and then they just like layered that whoop 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 whoop. Like that was Tracy Morgan's rolling noise.
It's almost like the sound editing was the last of the budget. They were like, we have literally $50.
Get
Who
one,
could you hire to do this?
get one of those old timey guys
Yeah.
from the radio.
Yeah, I got a couple
They
friends in
did
college
better
right now
sound
that are.
effects than that.
Yeah, I got a couple friends in college right now that are trying to get their degree, so we can hire them. I mean,
So the soundtrack itself was basically
I didn't even listen to this.
It was pretty good, guys.
It was basically a poor man's
No.
Beverly Hills
Oh.
Cop.
he's got
Oh,
a great
yeah,
point.
yeah,
He's got a
yeah.
great point. Actually, it was Beverly Hills Cop ripoff. It was like dollar store Beverly Hills Cop. It was like
I'm pretty sure they don't sell music at the dollar store.
oh, you would
Oh, they do.
be
How do they?
surprised.
Yeah.
They sell Blu-ray at the dollar
They
store.
sell.
No.
Yep.
You can buy a song.
It's a waste of money.
You can buy a song on iTunes for $1.
Well, like,
As
Grandpa Dave.
as a reminder, don't forget to rate and subscribe
Oh.
to the darkest to the darkest,
To the darkest
podcast.
podcast you've ever listened to, the darkest timeline.
The Darkest
Thanks.
Timeline podcast.
If you want to say something nice, comment. If you want to say something terrible, make sure it's
Don't say it at all.
directed
if you want to say
only
something
towards Brett.
if you want to say something terrible, direct message us on Twitter at DTLPodcast.
Yeah, and I'll tell you to go off.
Thank God Brett doesn't have control of the Twitter.
Anyways, they did have a couple great songs though. They had Eric B and Rakim, and I think they had a KRS-One song that was pretty good. So they had some good, legit hip hop in there, guys. Hip hop talk.
Okay, so
What's your worst part, Dylan?
my least favorite part of the movie.
As he squints at his notes,
This was
unable
not
to
mine, by the way.
read them through the
It's yours.
fog of his mind. Quit hitting people, it's mean.
It's only you, by the way.
I know, I'm the only one next to him.
I'm glad I'm sitting over here.
I'm also blood related, so it doesn't matter as much.
All right, fair.
Legally speaking, what was it? Gonna cut your hand and shake mine? Ew, that's gross.
So my least favorite part of this movie was
When Dylan cut his hand and tried to shake mine. Gross.
that did not happen. My
Rubbed
least
it on my face.
that also did not happen.
Dylan's so pissed you're talking still.
Is there any other reason I'm doing it? Oh, that dirty look.
Oh, it's a dirt look. He is pissed.
So my least favorite part of this movie is that it didn't matter.
Yep.
The vast majority of the plot was inconsequential because it just had to do with, like we mentioned earlier, Bruce Willis's pride that wouldn't let him not pay for his daughter's wedding instead of instead of his wife's new husband,
Ex-wife?
his ex-wife's new husband, who was like rich or something.
From all the skateboarding. Yes,
But
his ex-wife's new husband was Jason Lee.
Jason Lee,
The
yeah.
professional skateboarder turned actor. My name is
You
Hurl.
are really, really up on that.
I like skateboarding, guys.
That's, I mean, back when he skateboarded, sure.
It's pretty damn good.
Back when he skateboarded.
Grandpa.
But he needs to get that card because it's like the card that he wanted to get the entire movie. The baseball card is like an $80,000 baseball card.
Who wanted to get?
No.
Bruce Willis.
His dad sold one of those in like 15 years before that for like $80,000.
Okay, so it's probably like a $100,000 baseball card, and he wants to sell it, but it gets stolen, and
By?
then the entire by
Sean William Scott.
by Sean William Scott, and then like it gets sold to somebody else, and she's trying to get it back the entire movie, and then it gets destroyed in the end. So he can't pay for his daughter's wedding, and so he has to let his ex-wife's new husband, Jason Lee, pay for the wedding. So the entire movie didn't need to happen.
I would also like to add to that, people died.
Yeah, people died because of this.
Oh, who cares?
Well, hey, they saved the woman from the trunk, though.
They saved the woman from the trunk, but and
I mean, in theory, that lawyer would have found her at some point.
By the way, that woman was like a poor man's version of Penelope Cruz. Like a Bobo version of Penelope Cruz.
yeah, but the plot of this movie didn't need to happen. It was entirely inconsequential. Less people would have died. It was irrelevant. But it happened anyway because it's a movie. And I really don't like it when movies do that.
True. I did say it was a terrible movie, and you were like, it's
I
an
didn't-
okay movie.
It's not a terrible movie.
It's not a good movie.
There are shades of gray.
There are shades of gray. There's a lot of levels between terrible and like standing ovation.
I think the Metascore got it right.
What was the Metascore?
4
Oh no, the Metascore was 33.
33
out of
100 out of 100.
that is higher.
But then
than I thought.
the IMDb score was like a 5.8 or
That's
something.
the one I was thinking. The
come on.
IMDb score.
IMDb does it different.
No.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5.8. That seems reasonable.
What about Rotten Tomatoes? Where was that at?
We don't look there
We don't look there.
because we're lazy.
Two
because-
scores is enough.
Going third score?
My turn then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I have this thing written down that I know I wrote down because I'm like, this is my least favorite part of the movie, and I can't remember it. Tracy Morgan's poop rant.
No.
Can anyone tell me what that is?
No.
Because I know he was in a car, but they were in a car for a lot of the movie, and he was talking and he saw. What was it?
I remember that happened. I
Yeah.
don't remember anything about it.
Back me up. Yeah.
I
It
feel
was
the same
bad.
way. Much like a stranger I pass in the subway, I can't remember any of the details.
But
Of that
oh,
poop
it
rant.
sucked. But it was a rant of poop. It was something about poop. God, I can't remember. No, he was talking about he took this he could hold in poop. That's what they were on stakeout, and he was talking about how he could hold in poop for hours and hours, and then when he took a dump, he could take a record-breaking dump, and it just kept going, and I hated it. God, I remembered, and I hate it more now.
And it was all ad-libbing. You could tell that was just them
yeah.
saying, Kevin Smith going, Tracy.
Keep going. Talk
going.
about poop for a while.
Yeah, Tracy.
That was Kevin
Tracy, do
Smith
your
just going like
plastic.
this.
We'll take the best parts. And they just took all of it.
And
I just
Tracy
did a
Morgan
visual
sucks.
thing, and this is a podcast. That's dumb as hell.
So Rotten Tomatoes has an audience score of 39% and a critic score of 19%.
That sounds about right for Rotten Tomatoes on this.
That is pretty low.
If I had to pick something else, it would be that Bruce Willis. They got Bruce Willis to draw that on the
I know.
thing, and I'm just like, oh, that was in the trailer too, and I'm like, oh, poor Bruce
That was
Willis.
in the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
And he drew the on the thing, so it looked like it was going to the dude's mouth.
Stupid.
And then he was like making hand motions to. Oh, it was. It sucked. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. That was a very inspecific sounding sentence, probably. I don't know.
And what's terrible, this trailer was good.
The trailer was better than the movie, which I
trailer was-
warned you about.
All right, I knew
I
it.
said those were the best parts, except
Yeah.
for that whole.
I worried that I
on
would
the mirror
like this
thing.
movie in comparison to other movies we watch. I worry no longer.
Yeah,
In comparison to some movies,
Well,
this
yeah.
was better.
this is par for the course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
moving on to the next part.
There's some great trivia about this, by
We're,
the way.
we're gonna get to that. How would you polish this turd? They drop the final cut on your desk. You are a major studio executive. You get 6 weeks to make it not suck.
First of all, I would go, oh no.
So this is how I lose my job.
I don't know. That's a loaded question.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take something that Dave said to me when I pitched this idea to him to do during the podcast. I'm gonna say to fix this movie, I am going to go back in time with a time machine and kill Tom Green
Oh, thank you.
because
Yes.
because as Dave said, a rising tide raises all ships. So.
In a world without Freddy Got Fingered, every other movie is better for it.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
other thing is a rising tide also sinks all the people not on those ships.
Well, as long as they're so close on and if they're on the beach.
I just want him to drown.
Who?
Tom Green?
Tom Green.
Oh, okay.
Well, if that's the way you want it done.
Sure. All right, how would you polish this turd?
Yes.
I would take Bruce Willis out and I would add Nicolas Cage. That's such a cop-out movie title.
It really is a cop
Why
out.
wouldn't you take out Tracy Morgan and add somebody else? That was the person you hated.
Yeah, but because I feel like Bruce Willis is a pleasant enough person in movies.
That he wouldn't take it too hard that you were kicking him out?
No. That if you kicked him out, it would just make the movie even which might be more enjoyable by that standard.
Or
It's like
just-
kind of a movie where like it's but nobody.
It would get down
everybody's
to the point where it's actually funny.
right because everybody's like phoning it in. You know what I mean? Like Bruce Willis is like, cash my check. I don't care.
You know
about this
who
movie at
wasn't
all.
phoning it in? Was it Mango or whatever his name was?
Kevin Pollak
The guy that was being the serious detective
from OC.
of,
The OC.
yeah, that guy
with his boots.
He with his boots and his talk about like the things that happened and who these people were at the crime scene. He was a really good detective. He was owning that role.
You know what? I'd make this movie better by focusing it more on those two.
And then all the stuff with Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis is just like the background. That's the B story.
So you'd get all the bits that they're in that are kind of funny, that have nothing to do with the story, but then you'd get this actual detective story with these kind of quirky characters that aren't just terrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would fire Tracy Morgan, Bruce Willis, Tango and Sax, and I'd bring in Jack Nicholson, Christian Slater.
I thought you were going to say, I'll bring in Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell, The Rock, and Samuel L. Jackson and just make the other
That
guys
sounds like
too.
a great movie. Oh, I've already seen it. That's why.
Yeah, I think Jack Nicholson and Christian Slater are not worse actors. And
That is the weirdest way to say that. They are not worse actors than these two.
I would say by far they're definitely much better actors than those guys.
Yeah. Come on, Dave.
well, hey,
and
Bruce
they can
Willis
have a
isn't
squinty
bad
eye
actor.
contest.
He's good.
Yeah.
And
I feel like you should keep Bruce Willis, but take out the other guys.
better. Take out Tracy Morgan, put in Hans Gruber.
Oh, no.
Stick him in a tower.
You know,
He's passed.
dead
Yeah.
now.
Well, he wasn't dead in 2010.
I suppose that's true.
I thought you were going to say take out Tracy Morgan, put in Samuel L. Jackson, and let's get a Die Hard 3 scenario going on here.
That'd be really
Wow.
weird.
That'd be interesting and
I'll take it.
in a
I'd
weird
take
way
it.
off-putting. Like they're trying to recreate the magic and probably
Oh,
gonna fail.
you want to talk off-putting? Put Tracy Morgan in a starring role. Whoa.
Oh,
You know who else was not mailing it in? The bad guy from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he's the same person in every film. This
he's
guy's
this-
got it down.
But he's given it 100%.
He knows what he is, and he's gonna do the hell out of it.
And I was thinking about that while I was watching the movie. If I were to be typecast, and I'd be pretty happy. Like, okay, I'm not going to be leading man,
right.
but there's a ton of people out there who aren't getting any work whatsoever. They're just not good enough. So if you can get solid work playing a scientist, a gangbanger, President. My favorite is the people that only play presidents.
Yeah, he is literally the guy. They say hire the Hispanic fellow that's in all the movies. His name's Gilmore Diaz, I think.
Right, and that's not the most flattering thing. But,
he'll take it.
But
It's a
you're,
paycheck.
you're kind of winning. It's a paycheck. You're
hell
a
yeah.
working
and
actor.
it's a decent paycheck.
it's
You've got
like,
a lot of lines.
It's like that thug, that thug that's in every Asian gang, in every movie with an Asian gang. With
Are you talking about the guy with
the Fu Manchu and the long hair?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
in every
awesome,
movie.
man.
Every movie with an Asian gang,
Yeah.
he is in.
Yeah, he's dope.
He never speaks,
I don't think he does occasionally,
but
maybe.
he's in so much of them, and he does stunts.
Yep. He does his
So-
own stunts.
Yeah.
I
So
also
he
threw
gets
out a
paid
dope
more
there
than
for
that.
you, just so you heard that one. Dope count number 1.
You don't count your own dope.
We were doing so
Welcome to the
well.
Dope County podcast with Brett.
Yes. I got my own medicine. Is it trivia time for Brett?
Trivia time for Brett? That's
Have
not
we,
on
all,
the
have
list.
we all polished the turd?
We've all paused it.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba, Trivia time with Brett.
Up. So, guys, some serious trivia talk on this thing. No, is it? It's trivia time, guys. Okay, so this is all trivia from IMDb. I don't know if it's true, but we'll just go with it.
We always assume it's true enough.
Yeah, probably true from somebody's lies. So, Kevin Smith and Bruce Willis did not get along well at all on set. Reports surfaced that Willis disliked Smith's direction and felt it didn't interact enough with the cast, and disagreed that Smith's use of marijuana use was harming the set. Smith has counterclaimed that working with Willis was, quote, soul-crushing, stating that Willis often refused to listen to direction and was occasionally combative on set. Also, when Kevin Smith... Oh, not that one. Hold on, sorry. After one particular stressful time working with Bruce Willis, Kevin Smith retreated to his trailer and punched 3 holes in the bathroom wall. The holes, his assistant later dubbed Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, and Die Hard 3. Which is kind of funny. This is also Kevin Smith's highest grossing film, guys.
Really?
Yeah, terrible.
Well,
That
it's
is terrible news.
I think it's his only kind of
Big budget.
tent-pole big budget movie.
Yeah.
I feel like he earned it.
Really?
Yeah, well, after he did a lot of independent movies.
He did great movies.
Yeah.
And so he made money.
Yeah.
And he deserves to make money.
So Bruce Willis and Kevin Smith hated each other so much that on set, one occasion Bruce Willis said to Kevin Smith, "I'm Bruce Willis. I've been Bruce Willis successfully for 25 years. How long have you been Silent Bob, motherfucker?" Yeah. Was not a fun time there.
But at least Bruce Willis knew who he was.
For 25 years. Oh, Kevin Smith described Bruce Willis as, quote, "the unhappiest, most bitter, and meanest emo bitch I've ever met at a job I've ever held down. And a
Wow.
yeah, he really hates him.
These guys love each other.
You know what's funny, too, is Kevin Smith will talk in other podcasts about a film that Bruce Willis is in, and he'll only say bad things about Bruce Willis in that movie, even if he's, decent. Let's say it's,
Die Hard.
yeah, or Die Hard 2, the worst Die Hard, they quote-unquote, they say in the original trilogy. Right. He'll be like, yeah. Well, remember in Die Hard 2 when he did this shit, blah, blah, blah. He'll always point out, terrible things about him. He hates him after doing this movie.
Oh, I bet.
They hate each other.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. There's a lot in here. It's so hard to keep up with which one I
So
want to
my
read.
question is, Bruce Willis at the time of this movie was not 25 years old.
No.
So if he's only been Bruce Willis for 25 years,
Who the hell was he before? And where did the first Bruce Willis go?
exactly.
Is that all this trivia is? Just about how much Kevin Smith and Bruce Willis hate each other?
Well, we'll see. There might be
That's
some
not
more.
really trivia.
Oh, here we go. Bruce Willis supposedly threatened to punch Kevin Smith during a break from shooting a scene at a hotel room, then denied it ever happened when Smith called him out on it.
You're just proving my point.
Hold on, I got some more. Bruce Willis mentioned on The Late Show with David Letterman that another proposed title for the film was Cop Suckers.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, so Kevin Smith and Bruce Willis do not like each other.
Is that what we gleaned from that
That's what
information?
we're getting from that.
I don't know.
There's also a lot of quotes from the Justice League comic books and also, obviously, Star Wars.
I do wonder if Bruce Willis from 26 years ago would have liked Kevin Smith.
Well, but I guess that was before he was successfully Bruce Willis.
He was just failing at
He was
it.
just
Yeah.
failing miserably at being Bruce Willis. He just wasn't quite
Yeah,
living up to the name of Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he definitely took a dive in that part of his life. That's all for trivia on
So-
IMDb. Bup.
The next question for us, team, is this movie better or worse than
Mr. Woodcock.
Mr. Woodcock?
Which Brett doesn't get to answer because he hasn't even seen that movie.
Worse.
He doesn't get to answer because he hasn't seen that movie.
Terrible.
I'm going to say it's better because things actually happened. And nothing happened in Mr. Woodcock. But people actually like went places with goals.
Yeah.
Some things actually made me laugh a little bit,
Yeah.
even if I was somewhat ashamed of it.
I would say this one was better for those reasons, but with the caveat of Sean William Scott was just as unlikable.
Oh, yeah. He was the same person. And he died a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
He was dragged behind a car.
Literally died
Yeah.
at one point and woke up in a morgue. And
In a body bag.
stayed. I assume that he'd woken up in the body bag hours beforehand, but decided to wait until someone outside the body bag got a phone call, and he would respond to what they were saying in the phone call until they freaked out enough to like open the body bag, and then he'd scare them and they'd run away screaming. And that was his idea of a good time. I don't even know.
What a weirdo.
All right. Who is this movie for? And what's its rating?
You know what? You mentioned that right before the movie started, and I always forget to think about it.
Brett, do you got anything?
Yeah, I'd say this movie is for people who have lost their faith in their favorite directors and actors.
God.
And this rating is a strict, I hate you, I wish you weren't my father, out of 10.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a straight up
Really,
stripper.
Talking about Rebel Wilson here. She probably just hates her father.
I was going to say that's a stripper rating.
That is a stripper rating. Wow, that's a good one. Wait, real quick. Rebel Wilson is the sort of beefier, funny British woman that's in like all the nice new movies now. I'm
The
thinking
nice
of.
new movies now.
I'm thinking of what's Bruce Willis's daughter's name? It's not Rebel. Rumor Willis.
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson's like the funny, like she's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was way off.
Yeah, you were.
I thought you were talking about Rebel Howard.
Wasn't Rebel Wilson's first role in freaking Ghost Rider? She was the chick who was just like, and his head was like,
Probably, yeah. Oh, is she the one that's in the booth? She's like a toll booth person.
No.
She's
outside.
we don't need to be talking about this.
yeah.
right
This, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
First off, what the did Dave say, by the way? He was like way off on some other person.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Who are you, man?
Dave's been drinking.
He has. Ian,
Who's it for? What's the rating?
Yeah.
sure. Ian,
This is for people who wanted to see Bruce Willis in a movie that kind of wants to be Die Hard, but wants to inject comedy,
Ugh.
like a lot of comedy into it.
Ugh.
But they still want Bruce Willis to be John McClane.
Die Hard
But they
was a-
don't want Bruce Willis to be John McClane. But they do want Bruce Willis to be. So they made this movie,
Die
Hard
is a funnier movie than this movie.
yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I
They
love Die Hard.
failed. It gets a 4 out of 86.
This movie is for. It's a very select group of people who love Police Academy,
sure.
but who are also really into being disappointed about things in life.
That's also
That
people
is a
who love
very
Police
select
Academy.
group.
So
no, that's
pol-
also people who love Police Academy.
Yeah. So Police Academy masochists.
Yeah, Police.
The people who watched all the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, Police Academy.
Right,
yes.
and when they get to like 11 or 12, they're still hoping it's going to be as good as the first one.
Just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right,
It's got to be good again someday.
Even though the whole cast has died of old age.
Guys, I loved the Police Academy when I was a kid.
you are.
Have you seen all of them?
Yes.
Right.
You
are,
do love
There's like Police
all of
Academy
them?
5, I think, is the last one.
No, there's more than that. I think.
I need to catch up. And I can't wait.
You're one step closer than
To
all
kill
of
myself?
us
No.
to liking this movie because of that.
Oh, I hated this movie. Go on.
Because you're not used to disappointment.
You don't know that.
And I would give this a high 5. No, I got nothing.
High tower.
I feel like we've
That's
used
kind of
high
just-
5 out of 10 before.
I would
Say
do
high
something
tower.
like a high tower. Yeah.
That's from Police
I would
Academy.
give this a Police Academy 6.
That makes no sense. Oh, I get it. Sequel.
Good on
Good
you.
job, Brett.
I'd say this movie is for people who are really tired of one-dimensional villains, and would really like a two-dimensional villain instead. One that not only runs guns but is also one that also like sells drugs over the border into Mexico or from Mexico into America.
You could just switch to runs drugs.
Runs drugs and is way into baseball memorabilia. Or you could even switch it up. It doesn't have to be baseball memorabilia. It could be football memorabilia. I mean, there's plenty of other kinds of sport memorabilia that a two-dimensional villain could be really into.
So what you're saying is this movie is for O.J. Simpson.
No.
You
No,
know,
we're not.
if that man still had an acting career, I am convinced he could have been in the sequel and could have been really into football memorabilia. I'm gonna give it a
Perfect.
who went nowhere in their career in sports.
Christy Yamaguchi.
Christy Yamaguchi?
No, she definitely went somewhere with her.
Okay, who went nowhere in their sports career?
Babe Ruth? Wait, no, that's wrong.
I don't know. Just make up a name.
If you remember any names, it's because people are famous for going somewhere.
I'll give you one. Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie? Nobody?
He was the #1 draft pick in the NBA.
And did nothing?
He had a multiple fracture already in his
Well,
leg and
I will
never
give
made anything.
then I will give this movie a Multa Bowie? Multa Bowie?
Yeah, multiple.
Multa Bowie. I'm gonna give a Multa Bowie rookie card.
There you go.
It's useless.
Just sitting on his rookie card is just him laying in a bed with a cast on.
Yeah. Give him the thumbs up. I'll be
yeah.
back soon.
I got this, doing a little ball spin on his finger.
His jersey's still in the original packaging.
Just next to him. I'll wear it one day.
No, they're trying to pull it away from his hands. Not
Mine, it's mine.
Piece of
I'm going to come back from this.
Too late. I already signed the contract.
We are all talking about this guy, and only one of us knows anything about him.
Hey.
So then my question is, what are we watching next?
Oh,
What's the worst Bruce Willis movie there's
Whole
ever
Nine
been
Yards.
made?
What?
No, that's
No,
a great
that's a
movie.
great
love that
movie.
movie.
What's wrong with you?
Dave, you idiot.
We could just watch a Good Day to Die Hard. That's the worst Die Hard movie.
Which
but
is
what's
5.
it rated?
No, that was Live Free or Die. That was 5. Good Day to Die Hard was 4. Pretty sure.
No, Live Free or Die Hard.
Was
that
4?
that was 4.
Oh,
And A
damn.
Good Day to Die Hard is
Was
is
5.
5, and it's the worst.
That's the one
Die
with
Hard
his
movie.
son?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
We actually we almost went to this movie after watching I, Frankenstein,
I was wondering that.
but we
Okay.
decided against it.
Well, there's
Why
gotta be
didn't we
plenty
go
of
to
other
it?
ones.
I don't-
I'll tell you this
I don't
much.
remember.
The
Because of
Hispanic,
whatever we went to next was better.
the Hispanic evildoer, if we will,
Uh-huh.
has got a lot of movies he's in, and I'm sure there's a ton of garbage to pick through that one.
Maybe.
No, there's
He was
gotta be.
named after a sandwich.
Who?
Guillermo.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, po' boy. What about what's her name? That's also in Parks and Recreation.
Rashida.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
Jones.
What about Michelle Trachtenberg? The daughter. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea how to pronounce her
Oh,
last
what's
name.
that? Eurotrip. She's in Eurotrip.
I remember seeing that movie ages ago.
That's a garbage movie.
Yeah, they got some pretty messed up parts in it too.
Sure
Euro
does.
trip.
Yep.
Euro Trip, not so great.
Done.
No, we're not just saying done
We're
on
not saying
that.
done.
That was
we're
a
gonna look at a
suggestion.
few movies and then we're gonna decide.
How about following Anna? Oh, I'm not gonna be able
Green
to say.
Gables.
Anna de la Reguera.
I don't know. I have to set an Uber right now to take me to downtown.
Okay.
So
She was in Nacho Libre,
oh my god, this
Cowboys
is
versus Aliens.
so expensive.
That is all.
Cowboys vs. Aliens is such a meh movie.
I
I really wanted to like that movie. I wanted
Cowboys
so
versus,
much.
I never even tried. I heard it was so
I wanted
bad.
so much to like that movie, and it did not pan out.
How about the hourly housekeeper?
The what?
The hourly housekeeper.
That's just something
She
you
doesn't even have a
have.
line. No. You're rolling your eyes. You know who I'm talking about.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I don't either.
The chick that was giving the dude a blowjob behind the thing in the hotel or whatever.
Oh,
She's not in anything.
Ian, what's a good day to die hard? What's the rating? What's the rating for that?
The rating for
I think
that.
it's higher than you think.
It kind of died.
Fred Amundsen was in this movie.
Armisen? I think it's Armisen.
This was such a good cast for this movie.
I
That's
know,
the
there
most
was so many
disappointing thing.
great people. Okay, A Good Day to Die Hard has a 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's
too bad.
several points lower than this movie.
Whoop.
Or point.
But its Metascore
Uh-huh.
is a 28.
Woo.
Woof.
Told
yeah,
ya.
that's rough.
That is very low.
That's a
That is a
rough
dark
movie.
timeline right there.
That's a pretty dark timeline.
Guys.
I think we should watch A Good Day to Die Hard. I've only seen that once and I never wanted to see it again.
It's either that or Euro Trip.
Eurotrip's
but
pretty
Euro
though.
Trip's better than that.
No. I'll tell you this much. At least there's action in A Good Day to Die Hard.
Well, I'll give you that.
Action always trumps terrible film.
Well,
Yeah, but there's dumb action. in
there's,
A Good Day to
there's
Die
some
Hard.
solidly poorly choreographed action in that movie.
I think
Alright.
we should settle it old school.
No, let's just
Coin
no coin flip. No coin flip.
Okay, so Euro Trip or Good Day to Die
let's
Hard?
just do Good Day to Die Hard.
I'm on
Alright.
Eurotrip tip.
You were on A Good Day to Die Hard just like 2 seconds ago.
Boom, A Good Day to
Euro
Die
Trip.
Hard.
Damn it. I think Eurotrip's better.
Well, which is why we're not watching it.
No, I mean better is in a better pick for us.
So now we have to watch the trailer.
Yep.
All right, I'd like to say that movie looks cool.
Awesome.
You know what?
Looks great.
So did Cop Out. And its
Right.
freaking trailer.
Really?
Its trailer was all the best parts of that movie.
I would,
Yeah, no, this movie looks awesome.
I would also
Yeah.
like to say
You don't get the plot in that trailer.
I implicitly do not like this movie because it came out in February.
Oh, there you go.
I gotta say this. I guarantee this movie's gonna be awesome for the action, terrible for the one-liners, which it's gonna be
The
just
one-liners-
lousy with.
The one-liners are the least of this movie's problems.
Oh, it's gonna be just rampant with them.
But I remember when we watched this movie, like soon after it came out, it just grated on me the
Yeah.
entire time.
I can understand that.
I did not enjoy it.
I am.
Oh yeah,
going
we
to
got
leave
to
now.
close out.
Yeah, we
close
close
out.
Oh, okay.
So this has been The Darkest Timeline, and next week we're gonna watch A Good Day to Die Hard.
It'll be a good day to die hard. Like us and subscribe. Darkest Timeline. Look for that on
Yeah.
DTL.
Rate us.
iTunes.
But not on this performance.
DTLPodcast.com.
Is that really a .com we have?
Yeah. Yeah, we have that. You were gone when we got that.
We also told you earlier, and you may have been drinking.
No, I was thinking about drinking, and I was going, whatever you say, great, sounds great. I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. We're done.
Bye.
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 Shut up! You wanna shoot me?
I'll shoot you right in the face.
I'll shoot you in the face.
What? Shut up! Shut up! Stop repeating. Stop repeating. Shut up, man.
man.
You see what
See
he's
what he's
doing,
doing,
Jim?
man?
Shut up! Jim, do you see what he's doing? He's trying to live here rent free.
Don't tap your head with the
Shut,
gun.
shut up!
Okay. Just
Shut up!
shut up!
Yo, man, don't be saying what I say. Shut
up
your
your
mouth!
mouth.
Now
Now-
repeat.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
Come on.